Hello friends, my name is Priya from BSc Chemistry Honors second year. Today I am going to read the Inorganic Chemistry chapter Non-Aqueous Solvents. Let's start. Most of the chemical reactions are carried out in the solution, and the behavior of substance also depends upon the nature of the solvent. In the earlier days of development of chemistry, the reactions have been carried out only in one solvent, namely water. It has been facilitated by its ready availability, ease of purification, together with its favorable physical and chemical properties such as long liquid range, high electric constant, specific heat of volatilizations, dipole moment, etc. Water is neutral, odorless, non-toxic and non-poisonous. It can therefore be handled safely. The properties of water make it an excellent and useful solvent for a large variety of substances. In fact, the excellent properties of water have hindered the development of non-aqueous solvents. The solvents other than water which are used for carrying out chemical reactions are called non-aqueous solvents. Attempts have been made to find some other substance which would behave a good solvents like water. Organic chemistry have been using many solvents such as benzene, carbon, tetrachloride, acetone, ether, etc. for dissolving organic compounds which are insoluble in water. Now there are many other solvents available, for example liquid NH3, H2SO4, liquid HF, liquid sulfur dioxide, etc., which have been frequently used. In the present unit, we shall discuss briefly the important features of non-aqueous solvents such as NH3 and SO2. Physical properties of solvents and their role in chemical reactions. The usefulness of a solvent is determined from its specific properties that may help to carry out the chemical reactions and separate the products more conveniently. Some of the important physical properties of the solvents are discussed below. First is melting and boiling point, liquid range. The melting and boiling points of a solvent determine the temperature range within which the solvents can exist in the liquid state under atmospheric pressures. Since most of the reactions in a solvent system are carried out in a liquid phase, the melting point and boiling point gives the temperature range within which the solvent is useful. The melting and boiling point for some Carnot solvents are given in table 1. It is clear from the above table that the water has excellent liquid range 0 to 100 degrees Celsius at ordinary temperature and pressure. Acetic acid can also act as solvent at ordinary temperature, while NH3 and SO2 can act as solvents only at low temperature. Second is heat of fusion and heat of vaporization. The values of heat of fusion and heat of vaporization help to know the nature and strength of forces which holds the molecules of the solvent together in the solid or the liquid state. As we know, the amount of heat absorbed by 1 mole of substance to change from solid to liquid state is called as molar heat of fusion. Similarly, the heat absorbed by 1 mole of the substance to change from liquid to vapor state is called molar heat of vaporization. Larger the value of heat of fusion or heat of vaporization, the stronger are the intermolecular binding forces in the solid or liquid respectively. Therefore, the magnitudes of molar heat of fusion and molar heat of vaporization gives us some insight into the nature and strength of the intermolecular forces, and these also determine the solvent properties. A better idea of the intermolecular forces in a solvent is obtained by the ratio of molar heat of vaporization to the boiling point. This ratio is called Teuton constant, that is del H by del Tb is equal to Teuton constant. For normal liquids, if molar heat of vaporization are expressed in col and boiling point in absolute scale, then the Teuton constant has value 21.5. Such liquid exist as independent molecules without any bonds between them. A higher value of Teuton constant indicates associated molecules. For example, common solvents like water, ammonia, hydrogen, fluoride have Teuton constant value greater than 21.5 and are therefore associated liquids. The molecules of these liquids are polar. The charge ends of the molecules come near to each other. The molar heat of fusion and vaporization of some solvents are given in table 2. The inspection of table 2 shown that the values of molar heat of fusion for water and ammonia are almost same. This means that the forces which holds molecule together in water and ammonia are the same magnitude. Third is dielectric constant. This property is a measure of the polar nature of the solvent and helps to estimate the solubility of polar and non-polar substance in the solvent. According to Coulombic law, the force of attraction between two charged ions is given by F is equal to Q positive, Q negative upon ER square, where Q positive and Q negative are the charges of the cation and anion respectively. R is the distance between them. Is constant called the dielectric constant of the solvent, that is large. The force F will be small. As a result, only a small amount of energy will be required to separate the force F the ions, and hence it will be easy to dissolve as ionic substance. Thus, in solvents of high electric constant, the ionic substance will dissolve readily. With the decrease in dielectric constant, the solubility of ionic compounds will decrease. The dielectric constants of some common solvents are given in table 3. It is clear that solvents like HF and H2O are good solvents for ionic and polar compounds because of their high dielectric constant values. On the other hand, solvents like NH3 and SO2 with small values of dielectric constant show decreased tendency to dissolve ionic compounds, and especially those containing multi-charged ions. For example, carbon cations, sulfates and phosphates are practically insoluble in liquid ammonia or liquid sulfur dioxide. Fourth is dipole moment. The dipole moment is related to the dielectric constant of the solvent. An ionizing solvent has large dipole moment and also has a large dielectric constant. It is related to the polarity of the bond in the molecule. Greater the polarity of the bond in the molecule, larger is its dipole moment. Solvents having high dipole moments have greater tendency to dissolve the polar or ionic substance. This is because of the fact that the greater polarity result in the strong bond between the solvent and the solute molecules, and large solvation energy is released. This large solvation energy is sufficient to overcome the lattice energy in the solution in the solute molecule and help in dissolving the solute. Fifth is viscosity. It is a measure of the fluidity of the solvent. Solvents like water, ethyl alcohol and carbon tetrachloride have low viscosities and are higher fluid and flow rapidly under ordinary temperatures. On the other hand, anhydrous sulfuric acid and high molecular weight hydrocarbon have high viscosities and flow at much lower rates at ordinary conditions. In solvents of low viscosities, the operations such as precipitation, crystallization, filtration, etc. can be easily carried out without any difficulty. With increase of viscosity of a liquid, increase the difficulty of such operations. Then we discuss about the types of solvents. Non-aqueous solvents have been classified in many ways. The following are the important classification based upon the chemical properties of the solvents. Protonic and non-protonic solution, acidic, basic or amphiotic solutions, solvents, ionizing and non-ionizing solvents, coordinating and non-coordinating solvents. First is protonic and non-protonic solvents. The solvents from which protons H positive ions can be derived are called protonic or protic solvents. Therefore, protonic solvents contain ionizable hydrogen. Common examples are H2O, HF, H2SO4, HCN. The solvents from which protons cannot be ordinarily derived are called non-protonic solvents. These are also called aprotic solvents. In other words, these solvents do not contain ionizable hydrogen atoms. Common examples are liquid SO2, N2O4, C6H6, CH3, Then second is acidic, basic or amphiotic solvents. This classification is based upon the acidic or basic behavior of solvents. The solvents which have a strong tendency to donate protons are acidic in nature are called acidic solvents or protogenic solvents. For example, H2SO4, liquid hydrogen fluoride, acetic acid, etc. Solvents which have strong tendency to accept protons and are basic in nature are called basic or protophilic solvents. For example, liquid ammonia, pyridine, hydrazamine, ethylenediamine. The solvents which neither have a strong tendency to gain or nor have a tendency to lose protons are called amphiotic or amphoteric solvents. In other words, neither behave as strong acidic or basic, but can behave as acidic as well as basic depending upon the nature of the reacting species. For example, water, ethyl alcohol, methyl alcohol, etc. Third is ionizing and non-ionizing solvent. The solvent which are capable of undergoing self-ionization are called ionizing solvent. Some common examples are H2O, NH3, HFSO2, N2O4, CIF3, BrF3, POCl3, etc. These ionization as shown below: H2O plus H2O equilibrium, H3O positive plus OH negative, etc., etc. These solvents are generally polar or ionic in nature. On the other hand, the solvents which do not ionize at all are non-ionizing solvents. Some common examples are benzene, C6H5, carbon tetrachloride, hydrocarbons, etc. These are non-polar or non-ionic in nature. Fourth is coordinating and non-coordinating solvents. The solvents which are capable of coordinating with the metal ions or anions of the solute are called coordinating solvent. For example, NH3SO2, dimethyl sulfoxide, acetonitrite, dimethyl formation, nitromethane, etc. On the other hand, the solvents which are not capable of coordinating with the metal ions are anions of the solute are called non-coordinating solvent. For example, CCl4, saturated hydrocarbon, etc. These are not of much interest to organic chemists. Now we read types of reaction in non-aqueous solvents. First is metathetical or precipitation reaction. The reaction in which precipitation occurs on mixing two solvents are called metathelic or precipitation reaction. This type of reaction can be predicted if the values of the solubility products of the compounds formed in the solvents are known. These values depend upon the nature of the solvent used. For example, in water, silver nitrate and barium chloride react to give a precipitate of silver chloride, leaving barium nitrate in the solution. On the other hand, in liquid ammonia, precipitate of silver chloride combined with barium nitrate to give precipitate to barium chloride, leaving silver nitrate in solution. Therefore, reversible of a chemical reaction take place on changing the solvent. Similarly, sodium hydroxide is highly soluble in water, but it can be precipitated in the liquid ammonia. Water soluble copper sulfate may be precipitated in anhydrous acetic acid. Second is salt formation. The reaction between appropriate acidic and basic substance to form salts are called salt formation reaction. In such case, the solvents used must be one in which the appropriate acid and basic can exist. For example, sodium uniride cannot be prepared by the reaction of urea on sodium hydroxide in water. It is because the strong base available in water will not take a proton from urea molecule. In other words, the sodium salt of urea is unstable in water, and uride ion will take a proton from water to form hydroxide ion. However, this salt can be easily formed in liquid ammonia solution by the reaction of urea with the strong base soda amide. Third is acid-base reactions. The acid-base reaction in non-aqueous solvent can be explained on the basis of solvent system concept. As already learnt, according to the solvent system concept, an acid is a substance that by direct dissociation or reaction with the solvent gives the cation characteristics of the solvent. Similarly, a basic is a substance that gives the anion characteristics of the solvent. The acid-base behavior of a substance depend upon the acid-base nature of the solvent, the character of the solute, and the solute-solvent interactions. In the case of protonic solvents, cation is the solvated proton, and the Bronsted protonic concept is same as the solvent system concept. For example, in liquid ammonia solvent, NH positive ions act as acid and NH2 negative ions act as bases. The neutralization reaction is NH4Cl plus NaNH2 after reaction NaCl plus 2NH3. In non-protonic solvents such as benzene, carbon tetrachloride, Lewis acid-base types of reaction can occur because of non-ionization of the solvents. The acid-basic behavior of a solution in a solvent depends upon the acidity or basicity of the solvent. For example, acetic acid behaves as a strong acid in ammonia, weak acid in water, but a base. In sulfuric acid, CH3COOH plus NH3 equilibrium, CH3COO negative plus NH4 positive. Fourth is solvolytic reactions or solvolysis. The reactions in which the solvent molecules react with the react with the solute in such a way that the solvent molecules split up into two parts, one of both of which get attached to the solute molecule or ion is called solovatic reactions. Since these reactions occur through self-ionization of the solvent, the concentrations of either the cation or the anion is changed. For example, the solovatic reaction in water, ammonia or ethanol are given below. Water as solvent 2H2O after equilibrium H3O positive plus OH negative. Ammonia as solvent 2NH3 equilibrium NH4 positive plus NH2 negative. Alcohol as solvent 2C2H5OH equilibrium C2H5OH2 positive plus OC2H5 negative. It may be noted that in case of solvent like water, ammonia, alcohol, acetic acid, etc., the terms hydrolysis, ammonolysis, alcoholysis or acetolysis are used respectively. Fifth is solvation. The reaction in which the molecules of the solvent get attached to a solvent species are called solvation reaction. The species formed is called solvate. The solvation reaction in water, ammonia, alcohol, etc. are called hydration, ammoniation, alkylation, etc. The resulting solvents are called hydration, ammoniation, alkylation, etc. The resulting solvents are called hydrolysis, hydrates, ammoniates, alkylates, etc. For example, CuSO4 plus NH3 after reaction CuSO4 dot NH4NH3. Solvation of a cation occurs through ion dipole interaction between the positive cation and the negative end of the dipole or through coordinate bond in which the solvent molecules donates a pair of electrons to the cation. On the other hand, solvation of an ion occurs through ion dipole interactions between the negative ion and the positive end of the solvent dipole or through hydrogen bonding in case of solvents such as water, ammonia or hydrogen fluoride. It may be noted that in certain cases it is difficult to distinguish between solvation and solvolysis because in many solvolytic reactions the first step consists of solvation reactions. However, the term solvation is used for those reactions in which the solvent molecules remain in the resulting product. Let us discuss some reactions in two common known aqueous solutions. Liquid ammonia. Liquid ammonia is one of the most extensively studied known aqueous solvent. It is now used as a highly useful solvent and a reaction medium for many two types of organic and inorganic synthesis. It is most of the physical properties resembles those of water as given in table 4. Comparison of properties of liquid ammonia and water. The comparison of properties of liquid ammonia and water reveals the following points. First is liquid range. The melting and boiling points of liquid ammonia are lower than those of water. In liquid ammonia, the liquid range is from -77 to -33 degrees Celsius and therefore it presents some handling problems. Therefore, some precautions have to be taken while using liquid ammonia as a solvent. It is generally handled in cooled vessels and nowadays a wide range of techniques have been advanced for handling it. Second is hydrogen bonding. Like water, liquid ammonia is an associated solvent through hydrogen bonding because it contains a strongly electronegative element nitrogen. However, ammonia molecules are less strongly associated because nitrogen is less electronegative than oxygen and therefore NHN bond is weaker than OHO bond. As a result, the freezing point and boiling point of ammonia are less. Since ammonia is less associated than water, it is a better solvent for organic compounds. Third is dielectric constant. The dielectric constant of ammonia is lower as compared to water, suggests it lesser tendency to resolve ionic compounds. Liquid ammonia is therefore a poor solvent for ionic substance. Soluble salts include most ammonium salts, nitrates, thiocyanides and iodides. Fluorides and many oxysalts are generally insoluble. However, ammonia has lower viscosity than water and might be expected to promote greater ionic mobilities and thereby compensate to some extent for the effect of dielectric constant. Then fourth is self-ionization. Both ammonia and water show comparable self-ionization as represented below. 2NH3 after equilibrium NH4 positive plus NH2 negative. 2H2O after equilibrium H3O positive plus OH negative. However, the extent of autoionization of liquid ammonia is less than of water. This is clear from its low specific conductance and lower ionic product. Therefore, ammonia can conduct electricity to a feasible extent. Ammonia is a better solvent than water. The following properties of ammonia make it is a better solvent than water. Liquid ammonia is a very poor conductor of electricity. The specific heat of ammonia is more than the water. Liquid ammonia is less viscous than water. Most salts, when dissolved in liquid ammonia, conduct electric current better than in water. This is not due to ionizing power of ammonia, but due to the low viscosity, which greatly increases the mobility of the ions. Liquid ammonia has high critical temperature and pressure. It is less associated than water, therefore is a better solvent for organic compounds. Liquid ammonia forms strong reducing metal ammonia solution with the alkali metals. Therefore, it is an excellent solvent for many reduction reactions. Reactions in liquid ammonia. As mentioned earlier, ammonia has water-like properties as a solvent. If it is therefore expected that the reactions which take place in aqueous solution can also occur in ammonium solution. Some of the important chemical reactions occurring in liquid ammonia are given below. First is acid-base reactions. The acid-base reaction in liquid ammonia can be easily understood by comparing the reaction in water. 2H2O after equilibrium, H3O positive plus OH negative. According to the solvent system concept of acid and bases, the substance producing H3O positive ion in water act as acid, while those producing OH negative ions act as bases. Liquid ammonia ionizes as 2NH3 after equilibrium, NH4 positive plus NH2 negative. Therefore, the substance producing ammonia ions in liquid ammonia behaves as acid, while those producing amide ions behaves as bases. For example, ammonium salts such as ammonium halides, thiocyanates, nitrites and soluble in liquid ammonia and behaves as acid. NH4Cl after reaction, NH4 positive plus Cl negative. Similarly, amides, imides and nitrites behaves as bases in liquid NH3. The component base in liquid ammonia is potassium amide KNH2, which ionize as KNH2 after reaction K positive plus NH2 negative. Lithium amide, sodium amide and alkaline earth metals amides have a very low solubility and therefore KNH2 is more competent base in liquid NH2. Proteolysis. Certain compounds like urea, acetamide, sulfamide, etc., which are incapable of donating protons to water, can readily donate protons to NH3 in liquid ammonia. These reactions are called proteolysis reactions. Hence, these compounds act as liquid acids in liquid ammonia. Then after some reactions, it behaves as monobasic in aqueous solution. Behaves NH2 group cannot donate a proton to water. Acid base neutralization. In aqueous solution, the process of neutralization of a strong acid and a strong base involves the combination of H3O positive and OH negative to form practically unionized water. For example, the neutralization of hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide may be expressed as HCl plus NaOH after reaction NaCl plus H2O. In a similarly way, the neutralization of an acid and base in liquid ammonia involves the combination of NH4 positive ion and NH2 negative ion. NH4Cl plus KNH2 after reaction KCl plus 2NH3. There are many examples of amphoteric behavior in liquid ammonia. The compounds that dissolve both in acids and bases are called amphoteric substance. For example, in liquid ammonia, zinc amide shows amphoteric behavior analogous to that of zinc hydroxide in aqueous solution as a base. As a base, ZnNH2 plus 2NH4Cl after reaction ZnCl2 plus 4NH3, and as an acid ZnNH2 plus 2KNH2 after reaction K2ZnNH24. Thus, acid gives NH4 positive ions and bases give NH2 negative ions in liquid ammonia. These are termed as ammono acids or ammonobasic. First is reaction of ammono acids. Amino acid is a substance that furnishes NH4 positive ion in liquid ammonia. Ammonia halides, nitrate or thiocyanate are very soluble in liquid ammonia, giving NH4 positive ions, and their concentrated solutions act as amino acid. We know that the acid gives hydrogen with metal in aqueous solution. In a similarly way, the amino acid ammonia salt in liquid NH3 react with alkali and other metals to give hydrogen. 2Na plus 2NH4Cl after reaction 2NaCl plus 2NH3 plus H2. A saturated solution of ammonium nitrate in ammonia also dissolve many metal oxides similarly to their behavior in aqueous solution. Na2O plus 2NH4Cl after reaction 2NaCl plus 2NH3 plus H2O. Solution of ammonium halides in liquid ammonia may be used as an acid in preparation of silane and aracene. Mg2Si plus 4NH4Ber after reaction SiH4 plus 2MgBr2 plus 4NH3. B. Reactions of ammonobases. Ammonobases is a substance which is liquid ammonia solution gives NH2 negative ion. The component base is potassium amide, which is much more soluble than lithium and sodium amides. Metal salts react with ammonobases to give amide, imides and nitrides which get precipitated in liquid ammonia. AgNO3 plus KNH2 after reaction KNO3 plus AgH2. PbI2 plus KNH2 after reaction PbNH plus Ki plus Hi. Second is precipitation reaction. Precipitation reaction involve double decomposition because of the differences of the solubilities of various substances in water and in liquid ammonia. A large number of precipitation reactions which are not normally possible in water have been reported to occur in liquid ammonia. For example, silver chloride is precipitated in aqueous solution as KCl plus AgNO3 after reaction KgCl plus KNO3. Similarly, a white precipitate of BaCl2 is produced when solutions of silver chloride and barium nitride in liquid ammonia are brought together. 2AgCl plus BaNO3 after reaction equilibrium BaCl2 plus 2AgNO3. Lithium chloride may be precipitated by the reaction of ammonium chloride and lithium nitride in liquid ammonia. NH4Cl plus LiNO3 equilibrium LiCl plus NH4NO2. Second is iodides and bromides get precipitated when solutions of various nitrides and ammonium halides in liquid ammonia are mixed together, that is ZnNO3 plus 2NH4I after equilibrium, ZnI2 plus 2NH4NO3. Third is many metal sulfides can be precipitated in liquid ammonia by ammonium sulfide from the nitrate solution of the metals. NH42S plus 2AgNO3 after equilibrium, Az2S plus 2NH4NO3. Now the third reaction is ammonolysis. The solvolysis reaction in liquid ammonia are called ammonolysis or ammonolytic reactions. These are analogous to hydrolysis reaction and involves the attachment of ammonia ion or amide ion to the reactant. For example, hydrolysis of SiCl4 occurs at SiCl4 plus 4H2 after reaction SiOH4. Similarly, ammonolysis of SiCl4 may be written as SiCl4 plus 8NH3 after equilibrium, SiNH24 plus 4NH4 positive plus 4Cl negative. It may be noted that in ammonolysis on atom or ion form, a substance is replaced by nitrogen containing iron or radical. Some ammonolysis reactions are given below. HgCl2 after reaction HgNH2Cl, CCl4 after reaction CnHNH22, ZeI4 after reaction GnH2, etc. etc. In excess of liquid ammonia, the ammonolysis of TiCl4 occurs in steps as TiCl4 after reaction with liquid NH3, TiCl4 NH2 after reaction with liquid NH3, TiCl2 NH22 after reaction with liquid NH3, TiCl NH23, then after again reaction with liquid NH3, TiNH24. When organic halides which undergoes slowly ammonolysis are ammonolyzed at a boiling point of liquid ammonia, mixture of primary, secondary and tertiary amines are obtained. Rx plus 2NH3 after reaction RNH2 plus NH4X Though ammonium molecules is bases and has strong tendency to absorb protons and therefore it will act as base. However, towards very strong bases, it acts as a proton donor. Examples of this type of homolysis reactions are NaH plus NH3 after reaction NaNH2 plus H2. Then fourth is complex formation reactions. Many complex formation reactions in liquid ammonia are reported which are similar to reactions occurring in the aqueous systems. For example, zinc nitrate reacts with potassium amide to form insoluble zinc amide which dissolve in excess of amine due to the formation of complex compound of zinc. ZnNO32 plus KNH2 after reaction with liquid NH3, ZnNH32 plus K2KNO3. The reaction is analogous to reaction of zinc nitrate with sodium hydroxide in water, ZnNO32 plus 2NaOH. After reaction with H2O, ZnOH2 plus 2NaNO2. Some other complex reaction in liquid ammonia are CuCl2 plus 4NH3 after reaction CuNH34Cl2. Fifth is formation of ammoniates. Just as water from ammonia also forms ammonites with many inorganic salts. In these compounds, the ammonia molecules are coordinated to the cation. Some typical ammonites are BF3 plus NH3 after reaction with liquid NH3, BF3.NH3. Sixth is redox reactions. Liquid ammonia act as an excellent medium for redox reaction. In liquid ammonia, the oxidizing action of the strong oxidizing agent is weaker than in water solution. For example, HNO3 in liquid ammonia does not act as an oxidizing agent. Similarly, KMNO4 in liquid ammonia act as a very weak oxidizing agent. On the other hand, reducing agents shows increased reactivity. For example, alkali metal act as very powerful reducing agents in liquid ammonia. For example, sodium metal in liquid ammonia reduces CuI to Cu, KMNO4 to K to MNO4, etc. Seventh is solutions in liquid ammonia. The dielectric constant of liquid ammonia is low, therefore it is expected to be a poor solvent for ionic substance. Among the inorganic compounds, all ammonium salts, nitrates, thiocyanates and iodides are soluble in liquid ammonia. Oxide, hydroxide, carbonates, phosphates, sulfates and most of the sulfides are insoluble. Most fluorides are insoluble in liquid ammonia, and the solubility among halides increases as F negative to Cl negative, Br negative, then I negative. Most of the iodides are soluble. Calcium and zinc chlorides, which are extremely soluble in water, are quite insoluble in ammonia. Organic compounds such as halogen compound, alcohol, ketones, esters, simple ethers, phenols, amines, nitro compounds, etc. are readily soluble in liquid ammonia. Aromatic hydrocarbons are sparkling soluble. Paraffins and benzenes are not soluble. Amongst the elements, metals like Mg, Al, Zn, Ca, La, Ce, Mn, etc. are only slightly soluble in liquid ammonia. Alkali metals or alkaline earth metals are highly soluble in liquid ammonia. These form very interesting solutions are discussed below. Known metals like SpISe are soluble in liquid ammonia. Solutions of alkali metals in liquid ammonia. Most strongly probability of liquid ammonia is its ability to dissolve alkali metals. The resulting solutions are blue and extremely good electrical conductors. The important characteristics of alkali metal solutions are these are blue in color, and color is independent to the metal dissolved. When the concentration of the metals is increased, the color changes to bronze and shows metallic appearance. These solutions are conducting and show strong reducing properties. These solutions are paramagnetic, and the paramagnetic character decreases with increasing concentration. If the reagents are pure and dry, sodium solution in liquid ammonia are stable and can be preserved for several days. When alkali metals are dissolved in liquid ammonia, they ionize to give metal ion and valence electrons as Na after equilibrium and a positive plus electron negative. The ammoniated electrons are responsible for blue color of the solution. This is due to the absorption of visible light by ammoniated electrons. The electrical conductance is also due to the ammoniated cations and ammoniated electrons. The conductivity of a metal in liquid ammonia is comparable to that of an aqueous solution of a typical ionic compound. As the concentration of the solution is increased, the ammoniated cations and electrons associated, resulting in a decrease of conductivity. Very dilute solution of alkali metals in liquid ammonia are metastable, and when catalyzed they undergo decomposition. As the concentration of metal increases, the blue color changes to bronze, and finally the blue color disappears altogether. This is due to the fact that impurities such as iron oxides catalyze the conversion of metal into amide 2m plus 2NH3 after reaction to MnH2 plus H2. On evaporating the alkali metal ammonia solution, alkali metal can be recovered. The strongly reducing character of these solution is due to the presence of readily available electrons. The important application of alkali metal solution in organic chemistry is the reduction of many functional group and unsaturated compounds. As results studied, the liquid ammonia is a truly stupid non-aqueous solution. Some of its advantages and disadvantages as solvents are given below. Advantages of liquid ammonia as solvent. First is the dissociation of alkali metals without chemical reaction is one of the greatest advantages of using liquid ammonia as a solvent. The dissolved alkali metals can be recovered from the solution of evaporation. Second is the alkali metal solutions are strong reducing agents, even stronger than hydrogen. Third is ammonium salt dissolved in liquid ammonia act as amino acid, and these find applications in preparative chemistry. They can be used to prepare silane, ursine, etc. Fourth is the tendency for solvolysis is less in liquid ammonia than in water. Then some disadvantages of liquid ammonia as a solvent. The liquid range for liquid ammonia is from minus 33.3 degrees Celsius to 77.7 degrees Celsius. Therefore, a low temperature or high pressure is necessary while working with the liquid ammonia. Second is liquid ammonia has an offense odor. Therefore, it requires special techniques to use it as a solvent and acts as a reaction medium. Third is liquid ammonia is hygroscopic in nature. Hence, all the reactions are being carried out in sealed tubes. Liquid sulfur dioxide. Liquid sulfur dioxide is a non-protonic solvent or appropriate solvent because it does not contain any hydrogen atom. It is only one of the important non-aqueous solvents and has been widely used in industry. Under normal conditions of temperature and pressure, sulfur dioxide is a gas, but it can be readily liquefied and is easily maintained in the liquid phase. It has a wide liquid range and can be used as a solvent. It can be easily purified by passing the gas through sulfuric acid and through P2O5 to remove traces of water. Its dielectric constant is small and therefore is a good solvent for covalent compounds, and characteristics physical properties of liquid sulfur dioxide are given in table 5. Structure of sulfur dioxide molecule. Electron diffraction studies have shown that sulfur dioxide in gaseous phase has an angular structure as shown ahead. The valency bond theory predicts that the SO2 molecule is a resonance hybrid of the following two resonance structures. Solubilities of compounds in liquid sulfur dioxide. Among us, the inorganic compounds iodides and thiocyanates are most soluble. In case of alkali metal halides, the solubilities are in order Mi, Mbr, Mcl, Mf. The uninegative polyatomic anions such as ClO4 negative, NO3 negative, BF4 negative, etc. are generally more soluble in liquid SO2. Salts of multi-negative anions such as CO4 negative, SO3 negative, S2 negative, O2 negative, etc. are partially insoluble. Many of the ammonium, thiolime, and mercuric salts are soluble. It is an excellent solvent for covalent compounds. Many covalent substances like halogen, interhalogens, IBr, ICl, etc., phosphorus halides, PCl3, PBr3, etc., oxohalides of sulfur, phosphorus, etc., and halides CCl4, SiCl4, SnCl4, GeCl4, etc. are soluble in it. Metals are insoluble in liquid SO2. Among us, the organic compounds, aromatic hydrocarbons, and alkenes have very high solubility in liquid SO2 in comparison to saturated hydrocarbons. Spiridine, quinoline, ethers, halogen derivatives, and acid chloride are also dissolved in liquid SO2. Many components dissolve in liquid SO2 due to solvate formation. For example, Kl4SO2, CaI2, 4SO2, KSCN.SO2. Many donor molecules are more stable solvents with SO2. For example, C5H5N.SO2. Autonization of SO2. Pure SO2 is a pure conductor of electricity, though it is believed to autonize as 2SO2 after equilibrium SO2 positive plus SO3. to negative. The thionyl ion is analogous to the hydronium ion and ammonium ion and sulfite ion corresponding to hydroxyl and amide ions are in aqueous and ammonium system respectively. Reactions in liquid sulfur dioxide. Some important chemical reactions in liquid sulfur dioxide are discussed below. First is acid-base reaction. Liquid SO2 undergoes autonization as 2SO2 after equilibrium SO2 negative plus SO3 2 positive. According to the solvent system concept of acid and basic, the compounds which give thionyl ions SO2 negative in solutions of SO2 would behave as acid, whereas compounds giving sulfite ions SO3 2 negative in liquid SO2 would act as bases. For example, compounds such as SOCl2, SOBr2, etc. act in acid in liquid SO2. SOCl2 after reaction SO2 positive plus 2Cl negative. Then SOBr2 after reaction SO2 positive plus 2Br negative. On the other hand, the calcium sulfide increases the concentration of sulfide ions and therefore behaves as bases. CS2SO3 after equilibrium 2CS plus SO3 2 negative. Typical acid base or neutralization reaction in liquid SO2 may be given as SOCl2 plus SC2SO3 after reaction 2SCCl plus 2SO2. Amphoteric behavior is shown by zinc and aluminum ions. For example, AlCl3 react with SO3 2 negative ion in liquid SO2 to form insoluble aluminium sulfite Al2SO3 3. However, if the precipitate is treated with excess of sulfite, the precipitate redissolves to AlCl3 plus 3K2SO3 after reaction Al2SO3 3 plus 6KCl. The reaction is analogous to behavior of AlOH3 in water. AlCl3 plus 3NaOH after reaction AlOH3 plus 3NaCl. If some acid SOCl2 is added to the soluble complex solution, the aluminium sulfite reprecipitates to NCH343 AlSO3 plus 3OCl2 after reaction 6NCH3 4Cl plus 6SO2 plus AlSO3 The reaction is also analogous to reaction in water. Similarly, salt of zinc and ammonium behavior in liquid ZnCl2 plus K2SO3 after reaction ZnSO3 plus 2KCl. Second is solvalitic reaction. Solvalitic reaction in liquid sulfur dioxide are not as common as they are in other protonic solvents such as NH3. Some reactions are given below. Ammonium acetate is solubilized in liquid SO2. This reaction is analogous to the reaction of ammonium acetate in water. Second is certain covalent halides such as PCl5, PBr5, UCl6, ASCl5, WCl6 undergoes solulysis in liquid SO2 in the sealed tubes. PCl5 plus SO2 after reaction POCl3 plus SOCl2, PBr5 plus SO2 after reaction POBr3 plus SOBr2, UCl6 plus 2SO2 after reaction UO2Cl2 plus 2SOCl2, etc. Many binary halides such as SbCl3, SbCl5, SiCl4, SnCl4, VCl3, SCl2, SCl4, MoCl6, etc. do not undergo solubilization in liquid sulfur dioxide. The formation of solvates, that is the addition compounds with the solvent, is also known. Typical example of solvents are NaI4SO2, RBI4SO2, KBr4SO2, CAI2,4SO2, BAI2.4SO2, SRI2.4S2O, AlCl3 plus 2SO2, etc. Third is precipitation reactions. A large number of precipitation reaction can be carried out in liquid sulfur dioxide due to selective solubilities of compounds. The precipitation of several insoluble compounds in liquid sulfur dioxide can be carried out by treating them with soluble compounds in sulfur dioxide. Some of these reactions are SbCl3 plus 3Li after reaction SbI3 plus 3LiCl. Thionyl derivatives can be easily prepared in liquid SO2 by the action of thionyl chlorides 2CH3COOAg plus SOCl2 after reaction 2AgCl plus SOCH3COO2. Fourth is complex formation reactions. A large number of complex ion formation in liquid sulfur dioxide have been reported. For example, the solubility of iodine in liquid sulfur dioxide is greatly increased by the addition of potassium or rubidium iodide. This is due to the formation of the complex Ki3 plus Rbi3 Ki plus I2 after reaction Ki3. Similarly, the increase in the solubility of cadmium iodide and mercuric iodide in liquid sulfur dioxide is attributed to the formation of complexes CdI2 plus 2Ki after reaction K2CdI4. Then AlCl3 react with SO3 2 negative ions to form a precipitates of Al2SO33 which redissolves in excess of SO3 2 negative ions, forming the complex ion AiSO333 negative. 2AlCl3 plus 3SO33 negative after equilibrium Al2SO33 plus 6Cl3. Similarly, SbCl3 plus 3KCl after reaction K3SbCl6, SbCl5 plus KCl after reaction KSbCl6, etc. Fifth is organic reactions. A large number of organic reactions have been carried out in liquid sulfur dioxide because organic compounds are soluble in it and it is a relatively inert solvent. Some common examples are: first is sulfonation of aromatic hydrocarbons by sulfur trioxide or chlorosulfuric acid C6H5 plus SO3 after reaction C6H5SO3H. Second is liquid SO2 has also been used as a solvent for Friedel-Crafts type reaction. In these reactions, AlCl3 is used as a catalyst which is highly soluble in liquid SO2. C6H6 plus 6C6H5COCl2 after reaction C6H5COC6H5 plus HCl. Third is it is also used as a solvent for the addition of substituent for bromine reactions. Sixth is sulfur dioxide of crystallization. These reactions are also called solvent reactions. Like water and ammonia salts having sulfur dioxide of crystallization have also been observed. Some examples are NaI4SO2, KI4SO2, LiI2SO2, etc. These are formed with the highly soluble salts are analogous to hydrides. Seventh is redox reactions. Though gaseous sulfur dioxide behaves both as oxidizing and as reducing agent, liquid sulfur dioxide does not show any marked reducing or oxidizing tendency. It simply acts as medium for certain redox reaction. For example, iodine is liberate from Ki in the presence of SbCl5 in liquid sulfur dioxide. 6Ki plus 3SbCl5 after reaction 2K3SbCl6 plus SbCl3 plus 3I2. Some special features of liquid SO2 as a solvent. Liquid sulfur dioxide possesses some special advantages over other solvents as a reaction medium. Some of these are: first is it has a low boiling point and this allows its easy evaporation and therefore removal from the reaction mixture. Second is it has low melting point and therefore it allows reaction to be carried out at low temperature. Third is liquid SO2 is an inert solvent. Fourth is it has unusual solvating powers for other covalent and electrovalent compounds. Fifth is it has better medium for covalent compounds like hydrocarbon and it is used for the purification of some petroleum products. Sixth is it is used as a dilute for the superacid medium HSO3F SbF5 which helps in reducing its viscosity without affecting its acidity. And it's done. Thank you.